Hello, everyone, from Dunrovin Ranch in Lolo, Montana. We're here this afternoon to make some modifications to our bench bird feeder so we can accommodate the flying squirrels who came last year but who have not been successful in navigating our squirrel baffles that we put on the bird feeders. We don't want the red squirrels or the fox squirrels to be coming up and sitting on our bird feeders all day, but we really didn't mean to deter the wonderful flying squirrels. In fact, it really wasn't until we put this bird feed station up last year that we even knew we had flying squirrels. And I think it was one of you, probably Celia or one of the other members, who alerted me to the fact that we have a flying squirrel. Well, it's been really fun to watch them. They're nocturnal. And we want to make sure that we invite them and we're cordial to our little flying squirrel friends out here at Dunrovin. So James has concocted up a solution. Here you can see James coming towards the right now. Let's just see what he's got in his hands here. And I think he's accompanied by his ever-present companion and worker, Bona.
Yep.
And what job do you have for Bona this afternoon?
Well, trying not to eat all the bird poop, probably.
Yeah, he's going to scare them off. Is there any turkeys in there?
That's right. Yeah, she still hasn't figured out how to catch up with any turkeys yet, which is okay with me. So we'll see if we can keep her out of that. But yeah, she's been doing great exploring around, so she's been having a lot of fun.
Okay, so first of all, James, can you explain exactly what your scheme is?
Yeah, so what we have is, obviously we have an issue with these cones that keep the regular tree squirrels off. And I think we had a video of one of the first nights that the flying squirrel came by. He tried to land on this one over here on the east side and kept falling off of it. It was comical and sad all at the same time. So unfortunately, the flying squirrels did not make it to the feeders. So since then, they seem to have given up. So in order to get them back, we want to provide a platform for them to land on. So what I've got here is a piece of plywood with some edge boards around it. And I sawed some slots in there so moisture can get through, water can leak out and everything. And then I've got a shelf bracket on here. And the idea, and I'll demonstrate this just on this pole here, but the idea would be to clamp it to the edge of the post. And this will go on the other side. It'll go above the cone here. And the idea would be to put this close enough to the tree so that or facing the tree, and we might point it back, but we'll experiment with that, Suzanne. The idea would be to place it so that the flying squirrels could get on it. The challenge, of course, is we don't want the regular tree squirrels to get on there. So we'll just have to see how this goes. It's always an experiment, right?
Always an experiment, and we're kind of relying on our members who are night owls to get up in the middle of the night and check out what's happening with the flying squirrels and let us know if it is working or not, and also to keep track of it in the day to see if the other squirrels have found a way to get on there, and or the birds are taking it off. It's kind of a hard thing to get right, to attract the flying squirrels but not have the birds just take it off.
Yeah, it is a little bit. We were talking earlier this morning about what we were going to place on here, peanuts, birdseed, and we talked about suet. So I picked up some of these suet birdseed mixes that you can get at the store. So I picked up a handful of those. They were on sale for, I think, 69 cents a piece, which isn't bad. But we've got a small suet cage, and I figure we'll put that on the platform here, so that it can just rest there, and that smell and everything will attract the flying squirrel. It'll also attract the birds during the day, so you'll see plenty of action on here. Hopefully they don't consume it just ravenously before the flying squirrel catches scent of it, but we'll find out. Again, part of the experiment. So the platform's going to be up a little bit high, so we'll probably have to create a pole and hook situation or some sort of way to pull the cage off of there, or we'll just have to use a ladder. But we'll get this platform up first, and then we'll figure out how we're going to deal with the retrieval of the suet cage and putting things back up here. We can also add some bird seed up here and scatter peanuts or whatever else we want.
Yeah, I have been told also, James, that they are attracted to fruit. And that's, one of the things we want to do is make this first feeding kind of aromatic, so they'll smell it and be drawn into it. And that's one of the reasons we've decided on suet. I'm going to say, however, James, now that I see the cage, I wonder if you have some wire clips and can clip a bigger hole, because the magpies and the birds can get through those little holes, but I'm wondering about the squirrel, if he can actually get at the suet from that cage. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It may be too small a hole for him to get his face in there.
Yeah, that's a good point, especially as it gets taken down. I'm pretty confident they can chew along the edges here, but as that gets chewed down, that might not be so good. I think the main thing here is that the big idea is to attract them to the platform and get them coming back to the station, and then once they see the station and see that they have a way to access it, the content on this platform won't be nearly as important. They'll get back onto the feeders and do what they've been doing previous to us having this. So.
Right. Yeah. Good point. Very good point. Well, this is going to be fun to see if this actually helps lure them back. And people are suggesting that the magpies and the starlings and even the blackbirds probably are going to have a heyday at this. So one of the things we might want to try, James, is to have Chris and or Levi put the suet up at night, so right after they do our evening feeding. Let's go ahead and put it up during the day right now, kind of monitor things over the next week and see what we learn. But it might be that we want to add that suet only at night.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, and we'll scatter some seeds up here too, just to have that available. And yeah, I guess after this is up and running, it's just going to be about doing some surveillance for the flying squirrel. In nights past, we've seen the flying squirrel around the 2 a.m. hour. I've seen it around 2 a.m. on the cameras while I was doing some tech updates on the computers. I've seen it around midnight or so, but they're certainly nocturnal, so well after dark, and probably into the just before dawn hours, probably between, I'd imagine between 11 and 4 a.m. is probably when we're most likely to see it.
Yeah, and I think one of the things we also want to be sure is that our night light is focused in that area, so we can get a good view of the squirrel if he does come, and it's going to keep our members busy,
Sure.
giving us feedback to what's happening.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put some stuff down here. I'm going to lower the feeders that we've got right now, and I've got to put a ladder on this side that tilts up this way, because we've got very uneven ground over here. It's very difficult to place a ladder. So if I put it up here, I can get access to it, and then we'll work on how we're going to place this shelf and make sure it's in the right spot. And a couple weeks ago, we went and replaced a bunch of the hardware on this, and we added more robust cables for the larger bird feeders, and we put in 5 different pulleys, on the system here, and we added a lot of stuff here to try to make this easier to go up and down, and it seems to be working, and it seems to be holding up okay. So I think we have success there, fortunately.
Yeah, it does seem to be working. That's terrific. Those big bird feeders are very heavy. What do you suggest that they weigh, James?
Well, I think this one the big one I just took off, probably weighs a good, I don't know, we're at least pushing close to 20 pounds or better. The sunflower seed one doesn't weigh nearly as much. It's probably maybe 10 pounds. But the other one weighs quite a lot. And I think it's even, I don't know, it was heavy. It's heavy enough that you can hardly hold it with one hand. So I'm gonna try to figure out which ladder is gonna work best here. Hopefully I can get by with this one, but we'll see. And I gotta keep Boona off the suet. She's already trying to grab our peanut butter suet.
Very helpful, Boona.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Okay, so let's give a look here. So we'll be above the cone, and thinking we can either put it somewhere like this, off this edge, or we can put it off this back edge. We won't be able to see as much off the back edge. Coming this direction, we just want to make sure that the regular tree squirrels aren't going to get over it from this closest tree over here. But I don't know, what do you think about that location?
Yeah, I think that's the best location. The only advantage to the back might be that it is covered better by our nightlight. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's possible. It definitely covers this area plenty well. So that could be the case.
Could we do it towards the front even? So that
I'm worried that if we do it towards the front, I mean, they could still access it from here. They wouldn't be able to get to it from back behind us and above us on the bigger tree. I don't know where exactly they're coming from, to be honest. I know that in the past they've flown and landed on our night lights or camera on this pole, so they can glide quite a ways. So I'm sure they could reach this location fine too. It's just providing that landing pad.
Okay, let's see if let's mount it looking towards the camera like you have it now, and see if any attempt and don't make it. I don't think it would make that much of a difference whether it's you're really talking about a few more inches out towards the river, being directed that way or being sideways that way, don't you think?
Right, yeah. And obviously we have these other feeders here, but I don't think that'll conflict too much, so we should be okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, I've got...
with these experiments, poor James has to sometimes go out there 2 and 3 times once we learn what's happening. So
yeah, that's par for the course here, I think. Yeah. So what I've got here is I've got some hose clamps, and we'll put a couple of those on there and try to put this on. So it's a little bit of a trick doing it with just one person here, but we'll figure it out. Too bad my four-legged helper can't climb ladders and hold on to parts for me, but these days maybe.
Since you first brought her here, she's running off by herself now and comes to you pretty much, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's doing pretty well. In fact, she just ran off right now. I have no idea where she is. She's probably over eating donkey manure or something. But no, she's doing well, learning the ropes, and she generally stays out of trouble. So All right, is this high enough, do you think, Suzanne?
I do. Yeah, as long as the other squirrels are deterred by the baffle, I think that's perfect. I mean, that would allow the flying, we want to make it as available to the flying squirrel as possible.
Sure.
You know.
All right, there's one clamp. Uh-oh. Just lost a piece of my screwdriver in the pile of detritus down there. I'll find that.
A guy's wearing gloves. It's harder to work with your tools when you've got alarm gloves on.
Yeah, even if they're thin, grippy gloves, yeah, especially when you're pulling stuff in and out of pockets. And it's just special working around in the wintertime, you know.
At least your ladder's not on a picnic table like you've done in the...
Yeah, well, yeah, sometimes you want to live on the wild side.
Yeah, that post, by the way, for those who are watching, is very firmly planted in the ground with concrete, so
yeah,
it's
there's no trouble getting on and off that's for sure. All right, so not that the flying squirrel cares, but I'll try to level this a little bit. All right, so there we go. That's tied up there. I'm not too worried about how super robust that panel is, mainly because the birds and the squirrels aren't that heavy. So, you know, I'm not too worried about that. So let's go ahead, we'll stick the suet cage up there, up on top. And hopefully we don't have any magpies carry it away.
Yeah, those magpies, they are plentiful this year. I've never seen so many. They're around the cameras all the time, out the river and here, and the birds' nests, they're just everywhere.
Yeah, it's been a busy year. All right, let's see here. Okay, and let's see, where did I put that, the large suet cage?
Well, did Bona run off?
I bet she did. She probably took it off into the woods. That's why I haven't seen her. This is going to be an adventure trying to find her. Yeah, that's exactly what she did. She grabbed that cage and hightailed it out of here.
Well, it's hard to get good help these days, James.
It really is. You'd think I didn't feed her. All right, so there we go.
All right.
So yeah, we'll keep track of this and see, and if we need to move the platform around, we can. That's actually a nice location for the platform because it allows the squirrel to get on the platform and then also to jump onto the feeders and move around. So I think that'll be great.
We might try some fruit up there. Can you rig up a pole or something that you could put something in a cup and just dump it in?
Oh yeah, absolutely. In fact, this is it's less than 5 feet to my hand right here. So a broomstick or a painting pole or something would work out just fine.
Okay, well, it'll be fun watching Chris and Levi fill it all the time.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to get some stuff up there. Oh, I spy my dog back under a tree. I think Boone is having a feast right now. So you can follow me on the cam. We'll see if we can interrupt her feasting. So yeah, I think we've got it here for the moment though. So is there anything else you'd like me to take a look at, Suzanne, or take note of here?
This is going to be fun to keep track of it. And I hope people do. Put your comments in the Dunrovin discussion board so that we can keep track of what you guys are seeing, and we can check it every day to see if we need to make some changes.
Yeah.
You know, see what people are finding, who's using it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this will be good. And we do have, I'll call attention to our wildlife viewing log, actually. We have one, I think I've got it updated for 2020. And that's down on the CAMS page. You can expand a little menu item called Wildlife Viewing Log, and you can enter data of things that you see. I know iLove is very adept at using that and enters a lot of info there. We use it a lot for the osprey, of course, tracking the fish that are brought to the nest and the things that show up around the nest, whether it was a great horned owl or all these different things. But I think we can use it for foxes, flying squirrels, coyotes, all of the above. So if you want to start entering your wildlife viewing data into that location, that'll be great, and we can track the times a day and everything like that.
Yeah, that's a terrific idea. Yep.
So,
that can be used as good scientific information in point of track.
yeah.
We can monitor it over the years to see if there are changes. I mean, every year we see some changes. This year we didn't have a pileated woodpecker at the nest, for example. It's good to note those things.
Yeah, yeah, yep, absolutely. So, all right, well, I'm going to go see if I can harass Boona here and get that cage full of tasty meat away from her.
Well, good luck with that, James.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll be back.
I'll be back as soon as I grab it. We'll put them back up here on the mix. So I'll probably be back in just a little bit, but I'll go ahead and we can sign off for now, and you guys can stick around and enjoy the show. So anyway, yeah, thanks for joining us, and let's hope we can get a flying squirrel back.
Yeah. Thank you, James, for your hard work and your ingenuity. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. By all means, it wouldn't be happening without your creative flair. So we're a good team.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, and yeah, we'll plan on catching up with you. I think our next live broadcast is Thursday. I think we're going to do a camera tour on Thursday as well. So be sure to tune in for that.
Yeah, and then we have Dr. Carrie Forsman coming out again a week from today.
Right.
So we've got stuff coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you, James, very much. And we may keep an eye on you as you try to want it back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll see. I think she's under a tree behind the swing over here. So.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you very much, James.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.